Let's do it!
Welcome back, Rebbl, to Division 5C in the REL. I am your host, Ledeas. Let's pop right into it. Pop right in. There we go. Alright, so I did not make any predictions for this week because my last video, half of these were already done. Underworld beat the High Elves 2-0. Let's take a quick look at that game. Underworld did the passing. High Elves did apparently nothing. 4 whole armor breaks. 23 blocks, 39. 4 injuries inflicted. Good grief. Maybe the troll finally did something, but I doubt it. It was probably the clawing mighty blow hate-filled rat. And the 5 SPP went to the MVP. The MVP went to the loner who did not get hired. I already checked. And we're not going to go through dice today. The Dwarves 2-1 over Dark Elves. 8 armor breaks, 7 armor breaks. Not bad, honestly. An expulsion, 2-1 touchdown. This one, 65 to 36 blocks. Honestly, that's not too unexpected against Dwarves. SPP got spread around a little bit. Papa Jeff, last week's title card player, 6 SPP. Maybe that's when he gained his strength up. Spa took on the Chaos, and Necro was 1 up over the 0 Chaos. Injured Beastman, who is now fired, no armor. Busted Beastman on this team, even if he does have tackle. And 3 points away from leveling up. 18 armor breaks against 7. Not too much of a disparage amongst the blocks, but a kill and 2 injuries inflicted. I'm betting that was the Minotaur kissing his +2 bonus goodbye. Nurgle tied with Bretonians. This one was probably a knockdown. 10 armor breaks, 12 armor breaks, and an MVP Nurgle warrior who got 1 vanity pass away, or a lucky break from leveling. The Nurgles actually got a pass. The Bretonians were able to remove more people and throw more blocks, but it just didn't translate into a victory for either side. So there we go. And that was the week that was. Let's go ahead and take a look at next week. Now, I went ahead and taken a look at the teams and written down some notes, and I'm ready to make my predictions again. Right now, I have 3 correct predictions and 5 not. So, not doing so good there. But for the Underworld over Necro, I'm actually going to pick Necro. I think they're going to be able to push the rats around enough, and the goblins are not going to be much help. And between zombies and flesh golems, I don't think the troll's going to end up being much of an issue. So I'm going to give Necro over Underworld. But I do think it's going to be a 2-1 game. Nurgle against Dwarves. Dwarves. The Mighty Blow, the Guard, the Troll Slayer. Unless the, what is the very ugly skill? I can't remember what it's called. Unless Foul Appearance makes one hell of a appearance in this game, I think they're actually going to get pushed around a bit. So, Bretonians and the High Elves. That one's a little tougher. The High Elves have the ability to outrun the Bretonians. The Bretonians have the ability to stall. I'm actually going to call this one a tie. Let me get my pencil and write that down. And we will take a look at Chaos over Dark Elves. I believe it's going to be Dark Elves. the Chaos are pretty banged up in the loss of the Minotaur. I think, well, let's take one quick look at something. Chaos is 1030. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They're going to get 3 loners. That's 60? Yeah, so that's going to be 180. So they'll be at 1210. And the Dark Elves are already over that a lot. Yes, they are. So 230 inducements. Chaos could theoretically bring some star players in, or maybe get a skilled Chaos Warrior mercenary. Who knows? This guy here, Oats Blow, who is also going to be our title card player of the week, just because he is Death on Hooves. I assume. I mean, really. No kills inflicted yet, but 15 injuries. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, but I'm still going to give it to the Dark Elves. The Chaos is kind of a very uphill battle. The one thing about the High Elves is the Thrower, who I assumed was going to be a lot cooler, has not done much and is out of the game this week. But such is life. So in review, Necro, Dwarf, Dark Elves, and then the Bretonnians and High Elves is going to be a tie. Now, since we're not going through all the little dice thing, I wanted to take a look at the mid-season Hall of Fame. One thing we got to do is we got to wait for each division that is not ours to load, so we don't get kind of glitchy when we get to where we want to be. So here we are. The most experienced player is this week's title card, Oats Blow, followed by Squeak Night Maul, who I believe is the blitzer that was the first week's title card, and then a Dark Elf, Frank Herbert. Most violent is actually the Children of Hell Pit, followed by a Dark Elf. How's that for weird? The best receiver is a Catching Blitzer, a Dark Elf, and one of the Skaven from the Underworld. A serial killer. Let's see how many kills that is. Okay, so there's 4 players all tied with 1 kill this season so far. So we're not picking on you, Brain Eater from Spa. You just didn't make the photo op. Best interceptors. Probably... Oh, no, we actually do have 2. And both of them are on Dwarven teams. So, stunting, non-throwing dwarves catching and intercepting the ball. That's hilarious. Biggest brutes. Again, Underworld. How is this happening? You guys need to get your stuff together. And by you guys, I mean everyone who's not a Skaven or a Goblin. Alright, the best thrower is actually the Dark Elf. But he's tied with a French name of Karam from the Bretonnians, and then Broken Can, who is actually broken. The best rusher is the Bretonnians, followed by the one ghoul from Spa and Papa Jeff. Now, I bet that Papa Jeff's would be a lot higher up here, if the dwarves were actually trying to score more than twice. That turtle offense makes rushing yards very, very hard to get. 290 over 156. Good grief. Yards or meters, I don't know. Best passer, French guy again, then Broken Cans, and then another person from the Bretonnian team. This is I have absolutely no idea how they're calculating that. I don't know if that's for someone who's thrown it in for a touchdown. Clicking all the buttons, making all the wrong. All right. Sigmire is the highest scorer from Dark Souls, followed by Glass Chin from the Thunderers, and then Murray, the Ghoul Man, for Spa. Most matches played is irrelevant, and the best punching bag. So, Elf. Can't say I'm really surprised, to be honest with you. And there you go. Are those leaders going to be the ones who finish up the division in 3 more weeks? Or will somebody sneak up from the 5th and 4th place to seize the throne? Gonna actually be a little interested to see how that ends up. Hope if you guys have any input, any questions, any comments, I'm always open to hear them. And if anybody wants to be on the show, let me know. Hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.